In today's video, I'm going to give you this amazing eggplant dish for those who are health conscious. So delicious, so low in carb, and easy to make. Stay tuned. So this dish that I'm about to make is called Borani Banjan. Hopefully I'm not saying it wrong. It's an Afghan dish that's eaten with yogurt dressing. So I saw this recipe on TikTok and I tried it for the first time and it tastes so amazing. So this is the second time that I made it and I am in love with it. So now that I master how to make it, I decided to share with you guys for those who are health conscious or you just want to explore and try different recipes. So Borani Banjan is an Afghan eggplant dish normally eaten with yogurt as well as bread, kind of like naan bread or their local bread. But if you are counting carbs or you are on a lower carb kind of diet, you can substitute this with other low carb items, as I will show you later on. And also you can make your own naan or flatbread using lentil. So you don't have to use regular bread per se, but you can make it as healthy as you would like according to your diet. Eggplants have amazing health benefits to include antioxidants called nasunin, I think it's pronounced. It is one of the major health benefits when it comes to eggplants. Nasunin fight free radicals and cell damage to help reduce the chances of getting certain diseases, including cancer. And the nasunin is concentrated on the skin. So please, when you do eat eggplants, to get the most benefit out of it, keep the skin on. And eggplants are also high in fiber and low in calories. So depending on how many servings you are trying to make, for me, for this dish, I am making 3 servings. So I'm using half of the eggplant. And I made a delicious African recipe with the other half, which I'll be releasing soon. Anyway, you want to go ahead and slice the eggplant into thin enough pieces and also try to get it as evenly cut as possible. I know it's hard, but I'm trying to cut off the uneven parts and I used it for something else. But it is easier to evenly cook when the slices are even. And sprinkle some salt. One thing about eggplants, they're a little bland. I mean, if you do have problems with sodium intake, you may want to skip this process. I do not have problems with that at all. So I went ahead and sprinkled some sea salt and just massage it in there. And now I'm going to use this non-toxic, PFAS-free pan. And I'm using avocado oil to fry the pieces. And I had to fry them in 2 different batches. So basically, you just want to go ahead and fry each side until it's kind of golden or dark brown. And flip each side so that they are all evenly cooked. Once this batch was done, I just went ahead and placed it on a plate and then added the next batch. Next phase is the sauce phase. With this, you need about 3 to 4 tomatoes, depending on the size of them. Also 1 red onion and tomato paste. You want to go ahead and chop up the tomatoes, and I always like to seed my tomatoes. And I am using the same leftover oil from the eggplants that I fried, and I'm just adding in my tomatoes. Also adding in some roasted garlic. You can use regular garlic too. So these are roasted garlic, which I'm going to show you later on how I roasted it. And you just want to go ahead and crush it in the skillet, or you can use regular garlic. It's up to you. But also, this part wasn't filmed, but I did added some organic onion flakes, just a little bit of it, because I'm going to add those other onions later on. But you don't have to. I just, like onions, so I decided to sprinkle some. And then here is when you also add your seasoning, and I went ahead and added some sea salt. And then you want to go ahead and add about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and mix it well. And then you want to add a little bit of water, 3 to 4 tablespoons of water. Let it cook about 8 to 10 minutes. Then you want to go ahead and add in the rest of your spices and seasoning I don't use seasonings with MSG and other toxins, so I like better than bouillon, and this is the vegetable flavor. This is organic and also, it doesn't have toxins and things that are bad for you. So you just add according to your taste. By the way, I did added some cayenne pepper. Just lost it in the filming process, but you can add basically any spices you want, but try to simplify it. And another spice that I really like to add to this is turmeric powder. Turmeric is a great source of anti-inflammatory herb, and also it has great antioxidants. I cook with purpose, so I do add things that will help me health-wise. By the way, for the red onions, you want to cut them up into slices, and now this is the time to add those in. Also, if the sauce starts to thicken up, you can add a little bit of water, as I did before you add the onions. I'm gonna go ahead and place these slices of onions in the sauce, cover it up, and let it simmer for about 8 minutes. Next, you want to go ahead and lay the fried eggplants on top of the onions, and then cover it up and let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Once the onions are translucent and the eggplants are soft and have this almost like cheesy texture, then you know it is done. And the final phase is making the yogurt dressing. So use a good organic Greek yogurt. The only thing is try to use whole milk, whole yogurt instead of non-fat like this one. Good fats is actually not bad for you, especially if you're trying to maintain your weight or lose weight. The correct kind of fat, of course. Like this one here, this is one of my favorite Greek yogurts. Just, as long as it's organic and it's whole fat, because with the non-fat, they substitute the fat with things that are not good for you, and also fat helps you stay satiated so that you will not get hungry, and your brain needs fat to function properly, the right kind of fat. This is the roasted garlic, and I had placed it, and I roasted it using my air fryer. So I roasted it on, I think, 375 for about 15 minutes. And once it's roasted, it's really soft. Basically, all you have to do is crush it in here. So I added some mint leaves, some dried mint leaves. Sometimes I do add cilantro, chopped cilantro in this. I just didn't have any at this time, but I just did the mint and the seasonings that I use, salt and just the basic seasonings. And this is what it looks like when it's done and ready. And this yogurt mix is kind of like a dressing, but made with yogurt. It's pretty good. Speaking of which, I did make a dressing using yogurt on my TikTok, and it was so amazing. Anyway, sorry, off topic. So once this mixture is done and your eggplant and sauce is done, it is time to serve, and you can eat this with any kind of like bread that you like, but it tastes better. And traditionally, people eat it with naan bread or Afghan bread. I'm using naan bread that I bought from Trader Joe's, and they're pretty good. You just go ahead and spread the yogurt dressing on a plate, and then add the eggplant sauce on top of it, and you eat this with your bare hands. So this is the naan bread. I just toasted some and ate it with this amazing Afghan dish. It is so tasty, spicy. This is just so delicious. Even my daughter loved it. Also, I like to eat it with this plant-based noodles. So I just warm it up in this, and I also seasoned it up just a little bit with some salt and let it cook for a while, because it's kind of tough, the texture. So I cooked it for about like 10 minutes, and I added a little bit of water too, just to help it cook a little bit more. And it is kind of bland, so you might want to add a little bit of salt or whatever seasoning you like with this. And this also tastes really good with this eggplant dish. I mentioned before, if you are counting carbs or you are on a lower carb diet, this plant-based noodle is amazing. It is low in carbs and it is very healthy. Also, as I mentioned before, you can make your own naan bread using lentil or other plant-based foods. Anyway, this wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. I hope you tried the recipe. It is really tasty, especially if you like eggplant. If you do appreciate this video or you learn anything from it, please don't forget to give it a like. Also, if you are leveling up and becoming a better version of yourself, make sure you do subscribe to my channel and hit the post notification button so you will be notified every time I post a video. I hope you have a blessed day, night, evening, wherever you are, and I hope to catch you on my next video.